Hi, how are you all? So we are the 41 day of after implementing the MCO. So let us look at the. I've been receiving many questions on the impact of COVID-19 towards the education. How the future education is going to be and all that. So basically, COVID-19 has done a lot of changes to how we live, okay, um, um, our living styles and all that. In the past, almost is going to be about 1.5 months we have been staying at home without going out. Um, it, we have been um, living in the house only without social interactions and everything. So this COVID has made a lot of changes to us and also to the world, to the nature, to the animals and all that. A lot of animals are coming out. Um, and because we are staying inside the house, the roads all is being full of animals. um, different kind of animals is coming out, something that we have never seen even before. So that has made a lot of impacts, and also on the ozone layers. All the ozone layers are now is being filling up back. So I believe a lot of the human has made a lot of damages to the environmental, and maybe this is what I look at is this might be a way of the nature is telling us you better stop all your nonsenses, and if you don't stop, we will take action back. Okay, so indirectly, this COVID and AMCO has actually affect the education system as well. We are from the educator side. We have to look what is the best and what is the best option, and how do we continue after this. Many people has been asking on the impact of the online. Education platforms and all that. So basically, before I go into that, let us look at what is really a teaching and learning process, and how does it works actually. Okay. The main important thing in teaching and learning is the teacher and the student, right? The teacher and the student has to have the same mindset, coherency and all that, so that the teacher can pass the knowledge and the student can be the receiver to accept the knowledge. It's something like a phone. Okay, if let's say you want to call someone, you have to dial the right number. Okay, and you must have these phone connections, line connections and all that. Then only when you call, it will be access to the other party, and you can interact. So the same things is about the teaching and learning. Teaching and learning will never happen if there's no sets of rules and there's no sets of relationship or bonding between the student and the teacher. So the most important part in teaching and learning is the relationship and the bonds. Okay. So that when the teacher is giving an instruction, the student can follow the instructions, and actually it will be impacting on the education or the academic side. So when we are looking into this things, teaching and learning process will only happen if there's the right bonding, the right relationship is being maintained of this with the student, right? So when we was doing the traditional methods of teaching, teacher is beside the student. can guide the student and can show the appreciation with the students, okay, by hugging and all that. So basically, if the parents are not involved in that set also, it's fine, because the teacher has the direct connection with the students. But now the system, there's a change to it, okay, where we cannot be seeing the students directly. So there must be some ways why this means of contacting the students need, or communicating with the students need to be there. Because the longer, especially when we are dealing with younger kids, kids in our preschools, kids in early childhood educations or nursery, kids with the primary levels, because these three sets of the kids, okay, these are the groups which actually need the connection, they need the bonding with the teachers. So when there's no bondings, what happens is the process of teaching and learning will not happen. Okay, so so that will be very difficult, right? So if the students are not having a continuous communication with the teachers, what will happen is when they comes back, okay, one side definitely we know they are going to be regressing in their educational side. Another part is they are going to be regressing in their behavior. So when the teacher has to teach back, okay, it's not like we can just continue back from where they left, right? Because we have to start all over again, create the bonds again, create the relationship with the students again. Okay, the student has to follow the sets of rules again, sets of instructions, okay, and everything, and then only the teaching process can happen. So in order for us to not to waste the time, so that's why we was looking at what is the other options that we have. So we was looking at the online platform options. So basically why with this we need this online platform option is, it's not about progressing the kids. We are not looking at the progressing of the kids, but we are looking at the maintaining the kid, the relationship between the teacher and the students, because that's the most important. So that when the MCO is being lifted, when they come back to school, they can straight away start where they left before, because the relationship is still maintained. The student has the relationship with the teacher, the guidance with the teacher and everything. So that's why we are implementing the online education system. It's not about the academic alone. Okay, so don't get us wrong thinking that we're actually looking at the academic side. No, because for these kids, yes, okay, it's not much on the academy, but it's more on the maintaining the relationship between the student and the teacher. Okay, yes, we understand. Okay, it is not that easy. For us to go into the to the new platforms. It's not only for the parents, but it's also for the teachers as well, because the teacher also has to go through a new set of rules. But you see, the teachers are ever ready. Okay, they are willing to learn, to help the kid, so that they don't go through a regression period. And when they go through a regression, it is going to be much more difficult when it comes back. So that's why, okay, the whole idea of this online education system, so that's where we was using. But again, that's why we are not asking you to sit in front there for 3 hours or 4 hours to say that the online or the phone or mobile or the computer is going to give a very a bad effect or negative effect to the students. Because I was looking, because not only before this, okay, I was one of the person who actually don't agree with the use of the technology that much. But now, what is the option that we have? We don't have much option. We have only two options. Either one, we go through the regression, or second one is we have to conduct the online in order to prevent from the regression to happens. Okay, for the students to go to the level 0, especially this. Okay, this way say, this is not only for kids with issues, but also with typical kids. Because if there are those students who's below primary, okay, or in the primary levels, they will be going through regressions. So this is one of the effects that we will be having, the after effect when they comes back. So to prevent this, that's why we comes up with these things. So just now I was explaining to you about the importance of the online education or maintaining the rapport, and that can be done only through the online education. So now, how are we going to adapt to the new system of the online education systems? Okay, basically, the things that I'm looking in terms of the next 6 months, next 1 year, and all that, because we doesn't know how long this MCO is going to be, whether it's going to be lifted out soon, whether it's going to be taking a longer time to for the school to be reopened, or it may be, the school has I mean, they open back the school and then suddenly there's another issue happens again, and then we have to close down again, and there's many possibilities that we are looking at. Okay, so that's the reason I feel that, okay, what we have to do now is, we have to be going into the online platform that, in the future, if we face this kind same circumstances again, it will be easier for us. So that's why what I said is, okay, on our for our school, what we are looking at is, for a bigger picture, okay, for a longer durations, so that it is being implemented, and once we started it, we are going to continue with it. Okay, so in these things, okay, how are we going to adapt the change? Okay, but again, that's why I said, okay, in this world, the only thing that is infinite is, that's definite is the change. Okay, others is all is, it's a question mark whether it's going to be there or it's going to be not. Okay, but the change is the only thing that is definite. So might as well we accept the change now and move forward and get how to make things better for us. Okay, instead of complaining it's not going to work, complaining that it's not going to produce results, and so. Okay, so what is the advice that I would be like to give to the school, to the teachers, and also to the parents, is that currently this would be the best option, okay, to have the online studies and education. Okay, so in these things we accept the change and we move forward to the next level on how to do it. What is the role the parents has to do, and what is the role the teachers has to do, and what is the role the student has to do. So when we are clear on these three things, I think things will be easier. Things will be easier for everyone, for the student, teachers, and also the parents. So instead of we just complain about it, okay, saying that it's not going to work, it's not going to work, it's not. Yes, okay, nothing seems easy. Okay, nothing seems definite until we try and we do it, right? Okay, because if you ask me 10 years back, not 10 years back, 23 years back, okay, I was presenting about the e-commerce, doing banking, online banking, and at that moment I was presenting it, and when I was doing that presentation, okay, of course my presentation one of the top presentation, but the question that it comes to me myself, I said I will be the last person going to use the online banking, doing the transaction on online, because I don't know whether it's going to be secured or not. That was 23 years back. And today, yes, I am 100% solely depending on the online banking. Started 5 years ago, 10 years ago, okay, we was doing the online banking. This idea seems, at that moment, it is not feasible. But what happens today? So that's why I'm saying, okay, today's online education, online studies may not be seen practical, but okay, we don't just complain and just remove the things off, because somehow, someday, we have to learn this. we have to move on to the online educations. Okay, so in that's where the teacher's role, the educator's role will become the subject matter experts, okay, to guide the parents to go through, okay, this process easier. Yes, everyone. I do have read the comments, okay, on the social media groups and all that. Say parents are complaining that, oh, this is just the things can be printed out, okay, from the online they can get it. Yeah, there's so many books out there in the market. Why are you still sending those kids to the school, right? Okay, because you feel that the children has to go and learn certain things from the school and the teachers. So the same things here now. Okay? Yes, you can get everything, but do you know which is the best for your child? Okay, unless you be in the education line, it seems, yes, it seems easy. Okay, because parents are always looking at, oh, the early childhood educators or the primary levels, oh, this is nothing much, it's only ABC or only reading, writings and everything, and we can, but you have to understand there's a certain sets of rules, sets of guidelines, okay, the teachers has in order to maintain. So in these online process, online teaching, okay, so for us to get the adaptation, okay, the students to get adapt to the systems of the online, so parents has to play the roles, parents has to be supportive, parents has to stay beside the child, okay, guiding them for. But this is I'm very sure this is not going to be for the next 3 years or next 4 years. It may be there only for a certain period until the students get adjusted, okay, and the online communication and online bonding has been developed. So until then, okay, only we have to. But again, okay, look at the positive side. You always want to know whatever the child is going through, or you wanted to know everything the child is learning and everything. So this is the best way, okay, that you can, okay, get yourself into it, okay, see it, okay, and be a supporter, okay, not just looking at the problems. Oh, this is not going to work, this is not going to work, or no, say there's a complaint, oh, this method is not effective, okay, or I think we should give some time, okay, and some chance for everyone, okay, to try out, okay, and basically, okay, when I was talking about this online education, I was introduced to this online education platform way back in 2000 itself, okay, where I was attending a conference where I met with a speaker from Korean speaker, okay, and she was mentioning to me that they in Korea they already implemented this online education platforms 5 years earlier than that, and the things was working very well. That was in 2000, and just imagine they said that they already implemented way back 5 years earlier, where at that time 97, okay, I was one of the pioneer in computer science, okay, early batch, first batch where we was using the internet technology, okay, and all that. So at that time only we was introduced, but they was already advanced. So just imagine today we are very much backward. So somehow today the situation of COVID are pushing us to go into it, okay, and thus will lead us to go into the 21st century learning methods, learning system, learning styles. So parents, don't get panic. Okay, now how we can play the part, okay, on this online system, okay. Basically, obviously it's a new things for everyone. It is a new thing for the teachers, it's new things for the students, it's a new things for the parents, it's a new things for the management as well. So what should we do? How do we make things easier for everyone? Okay, basically the first thing is the cooperation of everyone, okay. Here is what I always mention, always say that about the golden triangle between a relationship between parents, teachers and students, okay. The most important is, okay, for a child to progress or to be maintained in certain things, the three parties has to play their roles, that is the teachers, the students, and also the parents. So in this online setup, especially for the younger kids, preschool levels, primary levels, and play school levels, the parents has to play up the roles obviously at this moment, because they have to bring them into the adjustment modes, going into the class, setting up the class, okay, and having some activities, printing outs and everything. Obviously it looks a little bit difficult, but this is the actual role a parents has to play, because all this while most of the parents has passed the roles to the teachers alone. But in these circumstances, if we want to the child to be maintained in the certain levels, maintain their behaviorals and all that, so the only way for us to do that is, okay, through the cooperation between the parents, students, and the teachers. Okay, the three parties has to play their roles. So in here, why it's being difficult is obviously, okay, because parents has to come up so to do the printouts of the worksheets. They have to print out the do the activities with the students. They have to set up, they have to stay with the students, okay, to ask the students not to run away from the class, or Google class or online class, okay, whatever class online platforms that they have. So the thing is, when the students they feel that the students are not, yeah, parents, okay, it is not, hasn't this been implemented for 6 months, no, right? Okay, this is just a few days, so don't give up. The first rules for the parents is don't give up, okay, just continue doing it. Yes, it is not easy for you, but you have to understand it's not easy for everyone. This not that is only difficult for you, it is the same things everyone is going through, everyone is facing. Yes, okay, but our idea at this moment is our concern is the student. The teachers having a high concern in the student, that's why we are willing to learn extra miles, we are willing to put extra efforts. Our teaching methods has been changed, our teaching presentation has been changed. It's not that easy, okay, for the teachers to come out in front, teaching the live, okay, looking at the videos and everything, because this is something new. We have to, they have to be like an actor, acting in front, with all sorts of good emotions and all that, right? It starts. So parents, don't get panic, okay, be cooperative at this time, be the supporter for your kids, okay, be a guider, okay, not just, okay, because not everything can be done by the parents alone, but they need the support of the teachers. So here the teachers expertise, okay, and knowledge is needed, okay, just don't just think that they don't know anything. So I really hope, okay, parents can cooperate on these things, okay, to make the transition smoother, okay, and we can everyone enjoy the results end of it, because end of the day, who's going to benefit out of this is your child, okay, and no one else. Actually, it's your child, okay. So that's where the teachers are ready, okay, to move on. So now, okay, are you the parents ready? Because we are the base of the golden triangles, the teacher and the parents and the students. So the students say stops on it, okay, and the base is the teacher and the parents. So now the student need both the support. It is not just the parents alone, or it's not just the teachers alone, okay. So they need both the support to survive in this world. So parents, okay, I really hope, okay, that you accept this new norm and new changes, and we can bring this to our future, okay. And because as what we are using a new online teaching platform, where the so many features, so many wonders that we can see, we can monitor, we can check and everything. Okay, and we also have the ability to see whether the student is engaging in that system or not, okay, in that learnings or not. So the whole things, okay, the whole idea, okay, of teaching and learning process can be much easier. So that's one of the reason why we are going into this system, because at least we can go to at least about the 80% or 70% of the results, okay, that we can bring to the kids. So parents, okay, you have to understand online education is not totally wrong. Okay, this is the new era. Your child already go into the technology, they are already smart in using the technology. Okay? They are already computer literate. Okay? They are smartphone literates and everything. So just give them the time, give them the support to go into the online education, and we will do the rest, okay, to ensure that the transition can happen smoothly. Thank you.